Season of the Chosen has got off to a very strong start, and Destiny feels like it's in the best place it's been for a long time due to a combination of factors. Today I'm going to look into 5 reasons why you must play Season of the Chosen and why it's worth the $10 for the season pass. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. So before we dive into why I think you should play Season of the Chosen, it's worth looking back at Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt and its relatively rocky launch. The sense in the community has been frustration, sometimes veering into outright anger since the launch of Beyond Light. This has been a combination of things, including the addition of stasis, the lack of support for the PvP community, destinations being removed and put into the content vault, and also the sunsetting of weapons. Beyond Light was always going to be rough with so much content going away, but it could be seen as some kind of soft reset for the Destiny 2 franchise. So with that, let's jump into the 5 reasons why I think you should play Season of the Chosen, and at number 5 we've got the story. So Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt may have been light on loot and things to chase, but the story was rather good. This season the story has continued along the right path with Keitel, Callus's daughter and the leader of the Cabal. She's arrived in the solar system looking for a partnership with the Guardians to battle the Hive and the Darkness. However, she's asked a little bit too much of the Vanguard and Zavala by asking him to bow to form the alliance.
Join my empire. You'll keep your title and gain a seat on my war council. With my army and your light, the Cabal will crush the Hive. Then, the Black Fleet. Bow.
No.
Zavala says no rather emphatically, and the battle begins on many fronts, including Europa, the Cosmodrome and Nessus in the Battlegrounds activity. We don't know exactly where the story is going here, but it's likely we're going to align with Keitel at the end of the season by proving our power to her through the ongoing battles against her warlords. Another very interesting story strand is that of Crow. So Cyrus has taken him under his wing and he's brought him back into the Last City, and he's currently hanging out in the Helm. So Crow has been assigned the task of a scout hunter out there in the field, and last season he was under the control of Spider on the Tangled Shore, working as a makeshift enforcer, but we won his freedom by killing the High Celebrant. At the moment he's hanging out in the Helm looking pretty shady in his mask to conceal his face, and this is all building to some kind of confrontation between him, Zavala and Amanda Holliday over the death of Cade 6, the former Hunter Vanguard. How is Zavala going to react when he finds out? Only time will tell. We've also got a large cast of characters doing voice work this season, including the previously mentioned Zavala, Crow, Amanda Holliday, Osiris, and also the surprise addition of Lord Saladin. Saladin has been brought in to lead the offensive against the Cabal in the Battlegrounds, and he's been brought in from the relative cold, having played a small part over the past few years as the Iron Banner vendor. He's now got more of a central role, and it's good to hear some of the banter between him and the other cast. But let me know down in the comments what you think of the story and where we're going with that Crow storyline. So at number 4 we've got the Battlegrounds, and Battlegrounds is a new seasonal activity this season which ties into the story. So we're fighting the Cabal in a 3-player fire team, and the game mode is much like a mini-strike where we're placed onto a planet or a moon, and then we have to go through 3 phases of enemy waves and then fight a boss at the end. So this is much more satisfying than Wrathborn hunts. The hunts from last season felt like they were over with really quickly, and they didn't seem very challenging. And they were pretty boring to boot. One major improvement with Battlegrounds is the enemy density, so Cabal just keep coming and coming in wave after wave, and you do feel overwhelmed at times. There's an element of danger at any moment with the Cabal drop pods where they crush you, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's been crushed many times by one of those falling drop pods. So there were 2 at the start of the season on Nessus and Europa, and we've recently had 1 more added to the Cosmodrome, which adds Hive into the mix. I really like this type of big open space against enemies. There's something very satisfying about battling the Cabal up a hill on Nessus, beating them back and ultimately taking down that boss. The mechanics in Battlegrounds is pretty light. You drop in, you got to defeat 3 waves, and at one point you have to destroy generators with orbs, but don't get too close as you'll blow yourself up. The activity reminds me of Escalation Protocol, which was one of the better Horde modes in Destiny 2 since they've come up with over the years. So far so good with Battlegrounds, and I'm sure as the season goes on the activity will get repetitive. However, one thing I do like about this activity is the chance to try out new builds with exotic weapons, subclasses and armour. The Contact Public event was really good for this in Season of Arrivals a few seasons ago, but Wrathborn hunts didn't seem worth it for builds as they were so easy. So at number 3 we've got the loot, and there's plenty to chase this season, including 35 new and returning weapons, some excellent new exotic weapons and some brand new perks. And all of this adds up to a valuable loot chase, something which Destiny has been missing for quite some time. We've also got the Umbral engram system added into the game as a permanent fixture, and a bunch of catalysts added to the game for weapon quests that have been added into the Destiny content vault. One of the best examples of this is probably Trials of Osiris weapons. So we've got 3 new weapons to chase, albeit one of them a returning weapon. However, that returning weapon is the Messenger, and it's got Desperado on it, available in the loot pool. So I managed to get a drop of Desperado and Rapid Hit on my second drop last week, and that was motivating enough to head into Trials and get a couple of drops on 2 characters. And that's more Trials I've played since the return of the game mode approximately a year ago. The Messenger with Desperado is good, if not better, than any pursuit weapon we've seen over the past few seasons in Destiny 2, and it's something for the PvP community to chase. There are other great new weapons as part of the playlist, including brand new weapons for Battlegrounds, including Far Future, Code Duello, Imperial Needle and Extraordinary Rendition. We've got a new pursuit weapon including Salvager's Salvo, a new energy breach loading grenade launcher and a suite of playlist weapons to chase too. Gambit, Strikes and Crucible have got new weapons including Bottom Dollar, a new Energy 120 hand cannon from Gambit. Crucible's got Frozen Orbit, and in Nightfalls we've got the Palindrome, Shadow Price and Swarm, as well as Royal Entry. We've got new perks including Lasting Impression for rocket launchers, alongside a 30% increase in damage for rockets too. Frenzy is another great new perk, and these new perks make the chase for loot much more appealing and the weapons more effective. So the loot chase has seen a remarkable improvement in Season of the Chosen when compared to Season of the Hunt. We're still playing the same activities that we've done for years, yet the rewards seem worth it. But let me know down in the comments what loot you're chasing this season and what god rolls you've already got. So at number 2 we've got Nightfalls, and I'm grinding Nightfalls again like I did in Destiny 1. I haven't done that for the duration of Destiny 2's lifespan. In the first week we had the return of Sepix Prime and the old D1 Strike. It's a long one for sure, but it's a very satisfying one and was really fun to run through. We've also got the returning weapons in the Palindrome, Swarm and Shadow Price, although the drop rates do seem pretty low. I don't mind that so much though, because it motivates me to go in there again and again. I did manage to get a Shadow Price in the first week, and I'm looking forward to jumping again this week to try and get a Palindrome to drop. And I haven't enjoyed running strikes this much for a long time. I'm only running 1270 Hero Nightfalls at the moment, but maybe for the first time I'm going to go after the Grandmaster Nightfalls when they come out and try for that Conqueror title. I'm having that much fun. And the number 1 reason to jump into Season of the Chosen is the exotic quest and Dead Man's Tale. So there's 4 good reasons I've already spoken about in Season of the Chosen, but this is the number 1 reason for me, and that is the new exotic quest called Presage. This is Bungie at their best with an awesome exotic weapon and an amazing quest to go along with it. This week at Reset we had a new secret area put into the Arms Dealer Strike, which was exciting in itself, but this led to the discovery of a distress signal coming from the Cabal ship near the Tangled Shore. So I did the exotic mission solo and blind, and I think that's probably the best way to go in. I won't give away too many details here, but the exotic mission is one of the best exotic missions or set pieces since Destiny 2 came out. I always thought the Whisper of the Worm quest was the best, but this has to rival it. It's creepy, the sound design is amazing, the storytelling that unfolds during the mission is also a very high standard, and the mission is tough if you run it solo. There's a lot of puzzling in the mission, and there's a great exotic at the end in Dead Man's Tale. This is a new Tex Mechanica scout rifle, which is one of the best feeling and sounding weapons in the game. Before the season started, I didn't think a scout rifle was going to be one of my new favourite weapons, but this gun has certainly changed my mind. The exotic mission for me is worth the price of the season pass alone. It's Destiny 2 at its finest in terms of storytelling, weapon design, location design, puzzles, and also combat too, so bravo Bungie. Well, let me know down in the comments what you think of Season of the Chosen so far, and let me know your favourite thing about the Season 2. Well, that is it for this look at 5 reasons that you must play Season of the Chosen in Destiny 2, and as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again, I'll see you soon.